Do you guys wonder what your poop means? Well, today I want to inform you guys on our stools and how we can maintain or improve them through our diet. Everybody poops, so this is something that can pertain to all of us. I have learned about digestive health through my major, and I've done research compiled of works from multiple health professionals. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is going to be our stool composition and some common characteristics, and then our stool types and how we can improve them through our diet. So what is our poop? Our poop is going to be all of our waste products, so it's going to be 75% water, microbes, and then other organic materials like carbs, fats, or proteins. And this was documented by gastroenterologist Vincent Ho in 2018. Now here are some common characteristics for like our normal baseline. So the color of our stool is going to be brown, and then this can vary from any types of foods that we have. We want to watch out for black or bloody stools. And then our smell is going to be due to the bacteria, so this is going to vary from person to person. And we want to look to be passing our stools for about 10 to 15 minutes. Any longer than that, then we might be a little constipated. Now our frequency here is from a study done in 2010 from the Scandinavian Journal of Gastroenterology, and they found that 98% of the participants went between 3 times per week to 3 times daily. So if we're going a little bit less than that, then we're probably in a constipated state, and any more, then we're probably having some diarrhea. While this is a very uncomfortable topic, our stool does have a lot to say to us, and we can utilize our diet to improve it. So this is the Bristol Stool Scale, and it was created in 1997 by a team of doctors in England, and it's used by clinicians to diagnose gastrointestinal disorders. So type 1 is going to be severe hard lumps, like we're passing pellets. That's going to be a severe constipation. Type 2 is going to be more mild. We're just going to be more formed. And then types 3 and 4 are going to be our sausage forms, and those are going to be our normal states. Types 5 are going to be blobs with clear cut edges and will be lacking fiber. And then 6 and 7 are going to be our states of diarrhea, where we're passing loose stools. So types 1 and 2 are going to be our constipated states. The first thing that we want to do is going to be to increase our fluids, because the majority of our water is absorbed through our gut. And when we're dehydrated, our gut is going to pull water from our stools. And then second, we want to increase both types of our fiber. And this was documented in Very Well Health by Barbara Boland, updated this year, that both types of fiber are going to add both bulk and softness to our stools. So our sources are going to be fruits and vegetables with the peel, because that's going to contain cellulose, which is insoluble fiber. And then whole grains. We don't want to have any white products. The whole grain is going to contain B vitamins, thiamine, and niacin, and folate, a lot of essential vitamins and minerals. And then nuts or beans. Types 3 and 4 are going to be our normal bowel movements, so we can maintain our fluid and fiber intake. But I wanted to touch really quickly on improving our microbiome. That's going to help sustain our gut health. And in a peer-reviewed journal article, The Impact of Probiotics on Gut Health, they talk about how the microbiome, which is a bacterial community that lives in our gut, is involved in numerous and beneficial processes, and the proficiency of it is going to depend on our interaction with our diet and our host. So some sources are going to be kefir, yogurt, kombucha, or we could take a supplement. Lastly, types 6 and 7, we're going to be passing loose stool, so we're going to be having diarrhea. But this could be due to a variety of sources. We could have a bacterial or viral infection, we could have an illness, a syndrome, a disease. But we can utilize the BRAT diet to improve our symptoms, and this was documented in Healthline by dietitian Natalie Olson in 2017. And that's bananas, rice, apples, and toast. Our gut is in a very fragile state, so we want to avoid any inflammatory foods. And then fluids are going to be very important, because we're passing, excuse me, fluids are going to be very important here because we're not absorbing anything, we're losing all the water through our stools. So what did we learn today? We learned the composition of our stools and the types and how we can utilize our diet to improve them. So now when we look into the bowl, we can be wary of what we're looking at, and we can know what our stool is telling us. Maybe we're in an abnormally constipated state and we need to increase our daily fiber and our fluids. Or maybe we're experiencing some diarrhea, we could have an illness, we could have a disease. And we can also use probiotics in any stage to improve or sustain our gut health. Do you guys have any questions? Yes.
How come corn is in my stool?
So the kernel of the corn is going to contain the cellulose, which is insoluble fiber, and we don't digest that down. So it's going to pass through whole, and that's why you're going to see the corn in all your stools.
Okay.
Yes.
What would you recommend if I have trouble passing stool in unfamiliar environments?
So that's probably due to some anxiety that you're having by being in a new place. All I can say is to keep up your diet, keep up a diet with fluids, with fiber, take probiotics, and just try to be relaxed. That's something that's a little bit more uncontrollable. Or you could try a magnesium supplement that might stimulate your stools. Any other questions?
So for constipation, you mentioned some foods that can kind of help, boost your gut.
Mm-hmm.
As an athlete, I can struggle with some of that. So what's like a specific food you mentioned that would help?
Specifically, you could try prune juice. We could try a magnesium supplement. I'm blanking right now on some foods that are gonna stimulate our gut. So really prunes.
And
we could try
kombucha.
magnesium. Yeah, kombucha is gonna stimulate our microbiome. Yes, George.
What would increase my poop frequency?
The frequency of your stools. Maybe if you're taking in too much of something, like if you have too much fiber, then you might just be going all the time. And then of course if you have, something abnormal going on in your gut, some type of illness that's making you go too much. Or you're eating a lot of prunes.
When should you be concerned if you have too much diarrhea? Like after how many days?
If you're experiencing it for longer than a week, you should see your digestive doctor. Good?
Good.
Thank you guys.